The Bafokeng are a Tswana-speaking tribe of about 300,000 people that occupies an area in South Africa's northwest province, which includes the Merensky Reef, a mineral-rich land that contains some of the world's largest platinum deposits. For generations, the tribe has been ruled by a patriarchal system of hereditary kings who control the communal lands and the resources therein. Leadership is passed from the king to the firstborn son or the king's younger brother, in cases where the king does not have male heirs. The current king, Kosi, is Leruo Moletlejai, a trained architect and pilot who has ruled the Royal Bafokeng nation since his elder brother, Kosi Lebone II, died in the year 2000. From his royal palace in the town of Fokeng, the king employs a blend of a traditional supreme council and modern corporate governance structures to manage the community and its resources. Upon assuming leadership, Kosi Leruo Moletlejai formed the Royal Bafokeng Resources, 2002, to oversee Bafokeng's mining interests and Royal Bafokeng Finance, 2004, to build a non-mining investment portfolio. In 2006, the two companies were consolidated to form Royal Bafokeng Holdings, RBH. RBH is the investment arm of the Royal Bafokeng Nation, and is mandated with managing and growing the wealth of the Bafokeng community. It is owned by the Royal Bafokeng Nation Development Trust, RBNDT, a trust mainly controlled by the king and that exercises governance authority over RBH. Some of the investments currently in the RBH portfolio include financial services. FirstRand, at 3%, RBH is the second biggest shareholder of FirstRand, a financial conglomerate that consists of FNB, Westbank, RMB, and the UK's Aldermore. As per December 31, 2023 results, the group had a net asset value of R190 billion, $10 billion. Outsurance, RBH is the second largest shareholder in the South Africa/Australian insurance and financial services entity with 14.15%. The biggest Outsurance shareholder with 30.6% is Remgro, associated with billionaire Johann Rupert. Discovery is a financial services group with a market capitalization of about R77 billion, $4 billion. RBH shareholding is 3.52%. Royal Investment Managers, RIM, RBH owns a 50% stake in RIM, a black-owned asset management company that acquires equity stakes in either existing or new asset management firms and supports them with seed funding and access to institutional funds. Other RBH financial services stakes are in Ethos Midmarket and Taxi Financier, Transaction Capital, 4.845%. Mining, oil and gas. Northam Platinum Holdings Limited. As of December 31, 2023, RBH held 8.67% of the shares, making them the third biggest shareholder in the mining conglomerate that has a market capitalization of about R60 billion, $3.2 billion. Royal Bafokeng Holdings has stakes in KEG, a Kenyan-based operator of the largest LPG storage terminal in East Africa, and MOGS, a significant player in South Africa's oil and gas infrastructure. Pharmaceuticals. Dischem. In 2021, the RBH bought 6.63% of Dischem, the second largest pharmacy chain in South Africa, in a BEE deal that saw them acquire shares valued at about R1.9 billion, $130 million, at a 17.5% discount with a 3-year lock-in period. Dischem is associated with the Saltzman family, who founded the pharmaceutical retailer in 1978. Infrastructure. EnviroServe. RBH owns 24.5% of EnviroServe, owns Southern Africa's biggest waste management company with over 2,500 employees and an annual turnover of about $85 million. Its other partners are AIIM, 24.5%, and French group Suez, 51%. Big Yellow UK. In 2016, RBH acquired a 1.87% stake in Big Yellow Group plc, UK's self-storage company with storage units for homes and businesses nationwide. Telecommunications. SwiftNet. Royal Bafokeng Holdings holds 30% of SwiftNet, a telecom tower company that owns about 3,699 mobile network operator, MNO, multi-tenancy towers that are leased to Telecom, Vodacom, and MTN. Yobo Yethu/Vodacom. Through its 29% ownership in Yobo Yethu, Vodacom's BEE partner, the Royal Bafokeng Holdings owns about 2% of the R220 billion value company, Vodacom. Liquid Telecom. RBH partnered with Liquid to acquire Neotel for R6.55 billion in 2016, with RBH covering 30% of the cost. Neotel was then integrated into Liquid, which saw RBH flip its 30% Neotel stake into a 10.3% stake in Liquid Telecom. Liquid is a Pan-African telecoms group, majority owned by Econet Global, which is associated with billionaire Strive Masiyiwa. The Royal Bafokeng Nation, RBN, infrastructure plan is a long-term strategy aimed at developing a self-sustaining and modern community while preserving the cultural identity of the Bafokeng people. The plan focuses on key areas such as 1. Roads and transport. Upgrading and expanding road networks to improve connectivity. Enhancing public transport infrastructure for efficient mobility. 2. Education and skills development. Building and maintaining schools, libraries, and training centers. Investing in technology-driven education facilities. 3. Health and well-being. Establishing well-equipped hospitals and clinics. Promoting access to clean water and sanitation. 4. Economic infrastructure. Developing industrial and business hubs to support economic growth. Expanding commercial centers and marketplaces. 5. Energy and sustainability. Investing in renewable energy sources such as solar power. Improving electricity distribution for businesses and households. 6. Housing and community development. Providing quality housing that meets modern standards. Enhancing recreational spaces, parks, and sports facilities. This comprehensive plan is guided by Vision 2035, which aims to transform the Royal Bafokeng Nation into a thriving, innovative, and self-sufficient community. Social development investments. A percentage of the Royal Bafokeng holdings, dividends, and royalties from the mining companies are directed to the Royal Bafokeng administration. Employing over 500 people, the Royal Bafokeng administration runs several social development programs, normally reserved for municipal authorities and central governments. It is instrumental in financing electricity connections, providing clean running water, constructing paved roads, improving amenities in Bafokeng schools, and expanding access to medical clinics. Some of the notable social investment programs by the Royal Bafokeng administration include Royal Bafokeng Stadium. This 39,000-seat stadium hosted 6 games during the 2010 World Cup in South Africa, with its sports complex serving as the home and training base for the England team. Kosi Leruo High Performance Center, hosted at the 5-star Royal Marong Hotel. This is a world-class training center with a state-of-the-art medical and rehabilitation center, training facilities, fully equipped changing rooms, and a high-performance gym ideal for professional athletes. Royal Bafokeng Institute. Tasked with raising the standard of education in the community, it employs additional teachers, improves school amenities, and runs technical and vocational courses. Lebon 2 College, a competitive independent school that admits bright or talented students with specific quotas reserved for children of the Bafokeng people. African leaders can learn valuable lessons from the Royal Bafokeng Nation, RBN, in areas such as governance, economic management, and community-driven development. Key takeaways include 1. Strategic resource management. The RBN successfully leveraged its mineral wealth, platinum reserves, for long-term community development. Leaders can learn to negotiate fair agreements with investors to ensure that natural resources benefit local populations. 2. Visionary leadership and governance. The Bafokeng leadership blends traditional governance with modern administration, ensuring continuity and progress. African leaders can adopt inclusive governance models that respect cultural heritage while embracing innovation. 3. Investment in education and skills development. RBN prioritizes education as a foundation for economic independence through schools, scholarships, and skills training. Other African nations can focus on education-driven economies to empower youth and reduce unemployment. 4. Infrastructure and sustainable development. The RBN has built modern roads, hospitals, schools, and business hubs to improve the standard of living. Governments should invest in infrastructure that fosters long-term growth rather than short-term political gains. 5. Financial independence and community ownership. The Bafokeng people own their land collectively, using revenues for self-sustained development. Leaders can explore models where communities own and benefit from national resources rather than relying on external aid. 6. Strong cultural identity and social cohesion. The RBN has maintained a strong sense of identity and unity, ensuring societal stability. African leaders can promote cultural pride and unity to strengthen national development efforts. By adopting these principles, African nations can build self-sustaining, prosperous, and well-governed societies that serve future generations. The Royal Bafokeng Kingdom stands as a testament to visionary leadership, strategic resource management, and community-driven development. Through a unique blend of traditional governance and modern administration, the Bafokeng people have transformed their land and mineral wealth into a sustainable model for economic growth, education, and infrastructure development. Their commitment to self-sufficiency, cultural preservation, and long-term planning has positioned them as a leading example of African resilience and innovation. As they continue to build towards a prosperous future, the Royal Bafokeng Kingdom serves as an inspiration for other communities and nations striving for sustainable development and inclusive governance.